Today on BMORE Lifestyle, the countdown to the BMORE Healthy Expo, tea with Lady T, plus the secret life of hoarders.
Hey guys, it's your girl Chardelle Moore, and welcome to BMORE Lifestyle. As always, we give thanks for another day. So we have a great show for you, from understanding the life of hoarding to the latest in pop culture news. But first, let's talk about healthy living.
This segment sponsored by Shoppers Food and Pharmacy.
Okay, so we've been talking about healthy living and free resources at the BMORE Healthy Expo, and today we're going to continue that convo with the importance of preventative care. Dr. John from Shoppers joins us for more. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing well. Thanks
Always a pleasure seeing you.
Good to be back.
How's life? Good?
Life's good. No complaints.
Good.
Yeah.
So let's get right into it. Let's talk about preventative care, especially when it comes to diabetes.
Yeah, so that's a big thing with type 2 diabetes, and there's a reason why we're doing this. A lot of it can be controlled by diet and exercise. There's a huge stat out there. More than 84 million people have what we call pre-diabetes. So they're not type 2 diabetics yet, but this is something that can be reversible through basic diet and exercise. So that's why we're giving these screenings here. So preventative is a big thing.
Absolutely. And doctor, this is so important for young adults as well, right?
It is.
Yeah.
So 1 out of 3 people born after 2000 will develop type 2 diabetes. So those young adults are this really what we're focusing on.
What do you think about vaccines? Because, you know, I'm a young adult. Am I out the clear yet? Or
so we're kind of, as the weather gets warmer, we're getting out of that flu season. However, it's still important to be up to date on your vaccines. So young adults, Tdap, the one with tetanus in there, we're kind of focusing in on that. As well as anyone 50 and up. We do have the new shingles shot at Shoppers. It is available, so we want to make sure that young adults are getting those as well.
And do you recommend these for everyone, or?
So the shingles more 50 and up is the recommendation. If you've gotten your flu shot, it's just once a year, so just the seasonal flu shot. After that, check with your doctors, see if you haven't had your tetanus in a while. If there are young babies being born, you can get the pertussis or whooping cough vaccine. So it is important, yes.
And you encourage everyone to get the flu shot, right?
Of course, everyone.
I still haven't got it, doctor. I remember we've been talking about this for
I'm going to bring it in this fall, and we're going to do it.
This year.
That's right.
But okay, there's viewers that are just like me, that are scared to get the flu shot for whatever the reasons are. You know, I have my hesitations.
Right.
How do we change that convo? How do you convince me first?
Well, the first thing is it's the important thing. So you want to use your immune system to get the flu shot, so to protect you from actually getting the flu, which can be actually really terrible. But the best thing is it's quick. It really is just a little pinch and we're done. So it takes 5 seconds out of your time, just a little bit of pain, and then you're covered for the year. So.
Any other vaccines that, you know, we should know about?
I think we pretty much cover that. 65 and up, it's important through Medicare to get your pneumonia shots, because that is covered by Medicare. So other than that, so then we look more towards the older population, which they're usually pretty good about getting their vaccines. The big one is getting the young adults to get their flu shots, as well as kids.
Good. And Shoppers will be at the BMORE Healthy Expo this year.
We will. We'll be there. So 10 to 4 this Saturday, March 16th. Pharmacists will be there. We'll be doing blood glucose screenings, blood pressure screenings, as well as just basic medication questions for anyone who wants it. And then we also partnered with some dietitians. I know Salia here.
Yeah.
So she will be there offering any diet tips, any food, just basic information to really empower our pre-diabetics and diabetics as well.
You know, on our show, doctor, we always talk about the importance of just living a healthier lifestyle.
Right.
Any tips that you feel like our viewers should know? Sure.
It can just be something basic. I know we're in the new year, so our New Year resolutions, a lot of people like to get back to the gym.
Do you go to the gym?
I do go to the gym.
I can tell.
Thank you. I do go to the gym, but it just starts off, that can be something basic, just 30 minutes a day.
Yeah.
That can even be from walking to jogging, that sort of thing, just to get yourself in a nice routine. That's the biggest thing, is actually just committing yourself to a better year.
Absolutely. Mind, body, soul, spirit.
That's right.
Well, it's a pleasure. Always good vibes when you come on our show.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
I love it. Okay, guys, up next, have you ever thought about what leads to hoarding? We'll learn more from the experts. Very, very important conversation. And we'll get the latest in entertainment news. Lady T is in the building. Keep it locked. You're watching BMORE Lifestyle. The Emmy award-winning show Hoarders is back for another season to examine hoarding and its devastating impact. Joining us today is clinical psychologist Dr. Robin Zazio. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing great.
Good. So first tell us, what causes people to hoard? Is this a mental condition?
It is a mental health condition, and I'm so glad you asked about that. The causes can depend on the person, whether or not they've had grief and loss, depression, trauma. Everybody's individualized, and so it's so important that we not just look at the process of letting go of stuff as we look at the psychological factors that are contributing to the acquisition of stuff as well as the difficulty letting go.
Absolutely. So what are some of the worst cases that you've seen, doctor?
That's always a good question. Sometimes I think it can't get any worse, and then it does. I think some of the most difficult conditions that I've seen have been related to animal hoarding, where the animals are not being cared for. They're living in pretty unsanitary conditions. There's inbreeding. They're not getting proper veterinary care. And working with individuals who are so attached to these animals can be really tough because they're justifying and defending why they want to hold on to these animals and why it's okay to hold on to them even in the conditions that they're living in.
Gotcha. So what classifies hoarding versus, just having a lot of stuff?
Yeah, so really the defining factor is when your stuff takes over your space. It can be your car, it can be your office, your home. It can even be just a couple areas of your home. But one of the criteria is when your stuff, there's so much stuff that you can't use the areas of your space for the purpose in which they're intended. You can't access food in the refrigerator because there's so much stuff, or you can't make meals, or you can't lay on your bed that you're, laying on your stuff, or there's what we call goat paths where, you're having to walk sort of single filed throughout your house. And so once that level of stuff begins to take over your space, that's really when we're looking at having a problem.
So why do you think it's so hard for some people to just let go of their belongings?
Oftentimes, the psychological factors associated with the mental health condition itself, whether it be like grief and loss or the trauma, that their stuff can be a barrier to dealing with those emotions, and it can almost be a distraction for them, looking at their stuff, touching their stuff, going out and acquiring their stuff. And so when they're not dealing with those psychological factors, the focus on their stuff feels like it's much easier.
Gotcha. So what tips on spring cleaning do you have for our viewers?
Yeah, I would say if you're wanting to start going through your stuff, the first thing is not to look at how much you need to do. To schedule time and pick sections of your house. Start with the easiest areas first and work for an hour or two. Don't plan on, purging for an entire weekend, because people get tired, they get burned out, and then they start to have difficulty making decisions, and then they get frustrated and they give up. I think another good tip is to get like a decluttering buddy, where maybe you might work a couple hours at your home, work a couple hours at somebody else's home, and then reward yourself for letting go of the stuff. And to remember that it's going to take time, and even though it's a frustrating process, the benefits will be well worth it.
Absolutely. So where can our viewers watch Hoarders?
8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central.
Well, thank you so much. It was a pleasure chatting with you.
Thank you.
I love that show. Okay, guys, we want to hear from you. Email us things you want to hear about or things you want to share. And to find out how you can be featured on BMORE Lifestyle, hit us up, guys. Email us at bmorelifestyletv@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow us on social media. We appreciate the love and the support. So, guys, up.
Sponsored by the Living Legacy Foundation.
Okay, guys, a second chance at life can mean infinite hope and possibilities. But where does that opportunity live? Our friends Latrice and Jay from the Living Legacy are here to tell us more about second chances. How are you guys doing? Always a pleasure when you guys come on our show.
Good morning.
Yes, I love it. So talk to us about Living Legacy Foundation right here in Maryland.
Living Legacy Foundation is the organ procurement organization for the state of Maryland. We cover most of Maryland except for PG, Charles, and Montgomery County. And basically, our most important role is saving lives of those waiting on the waiting list. We have about 3,400 people here in Maryland waiting for a life-saving organ transplant.
Wow. So let's talk about your guys' roles.
So I'm the community outreach specialist, and I go out into the community, talk to people about the importance of organ and tissue donation, dispelling those myths. A lot of people have myths that they believe about organ donation.
And I'm a recipient. So I received in January of 2015 a liver. Unlike what Living Legacy does, I'm a living, I had a living donor.
Wow.
So it was a gift given to me by somebody who's still with us.
Wow.
And so I'm here today because of that. And
absolutely.
Even my job is to just kind of teach people and help and get people to donate.
Yeah, so you talk about teach people. Why is it so important for us to like change that conversation? Because not everybody is open-minded when it comes to this topic.
Well, Latrice talked about myth. I think that's an important thing.
Here in Maryland, there's a law that every death that occurs gets reported to the organ procurement organization, and we just feel like people having that education before that tragic moment helps them make a better decision if that individual hasn't decided themselves to become an organ donor. At the time of their death, their family can make that decision for them, and a lot of times we had donor families just saying we don't know what they would have wanted. If they would have known, they would have made that decision easier, and we have a hard time talking about end-of-life decisions, and so we have to start getting comfortable with that.
Absolutely. Having that open flow of communication is so imperative. And your experience, I mean, look at you now, King.
Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm very happy where I am and living life. We're just talking about that. Every day is absolutely a blessing.
So how has your, just entire philosophy on life changed after this experience?
I'd like to say it was huge. At the beginning, it certainly was huge. Every day, just an amazing gift. The nice thing is that I think for many of us, we do flow back into a regular kind of life. I'm always thankful, but it's not always the forethought of my life these days. I just get to be who I am, and I'm thankful to be that. So
that's a big thing.
Yeah.
So what is your favorite thing about advocating for when it comes to, the organ eye as well as tissue donation?
I enjoy meeting the people in the community, hearing their stories, sharing their stories. People are very open with sharing their beliefs, and so just helping them understand. And it's always rewarding when someone say, "Okay, give me that form. I'm going to sign up because I thought that what I saw on Grey's Anatomy was true." So that's always like a blessing to once somebody comes around and really takes the information in and then put use to it.
Real talk.
Yeah, it certainly is.
How about you?
I'm sorry, your question again?
Just like your overall experience, being also a survivor and also sharing the message as well.
I've made a lot of friends, which is interesting. We have a new community. I live inside of a new community of really wonderful, loving people who really care about who they are and what they're doing on this earth. So every day that I meet people and I talk to people about it, and people who've lived, we have people who've lived 35 years with a single kidney in our group, which was unheard of years ago. And to watch somebody be that successful and to move forward in their life has really just enriched everybody who is working in this area. We know that there's a positive outcome. We know that people are doing well. So it just keeps moving us and driving us forward to just get the word out there. Please be a donor. Please, that's so important.
And how can we be a donor?
So most of us have smartphones. So the easiest way is to text.
Oh, look at that.
Text Donate Life, all one word, to 313131, and it'll send you a prompt to go on and register. It's that easy.
And you guys will be at the BMORE Healthy
Yes, we'll be at the expo. Come by and see us.
Yeah. You guys are doing such wonderful stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And is there a website we can check out?
The website is donatelifemaryland.org, and you can get additional information there, and you can register there as well if you don't want to use your smartphone.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much. Great conversation, great energy. I love it.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, don't touch that dial because we've got your entertainment news on lock. We're chatting with the one and only Lady T next. Well, we know that you've been waiting for it. I'm thirsty just thinking about it. Lady T, the queen, is finally here to spill the tea in pop culture. What's good, goddess?
Hello.
Yes, come through.
We are so pretty and pink today.
Yes, Black Girl Magic.
This. Yes, I am loving this.
You know, I'm a Delta, but I still rock me some pink. But don't get it twisted.
You look
I'm
good
a Delta
in the hot
girl,
pink.
you dig?
I love it, boo. Well, you know, I came here to spill the tea.
So what is going on? Because this week,
a lot of tea to spill. A lot of tea, a lot of sipping going on.
Let's go.
So first up, I want to talk a little bit about the Me Too movement, okay? So we've had a lot of recent allegations come out, okay? And this is worth talking about, okay? So I'm gonna hit you with the top three right now, okay? So this notorious band, Motley Crue, okay? So their band member, Nikki Sixx, all right? So you know they have a documentary coming out, right? They have a biopic coming out, and they wrote a book about it earlier, like maybe 2001, right? So in the book, it says that Nikki Sixx participated allegedly in the sexual abuse or raping of a young woman.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, messy, right? So, yeah, it's crazy. So it says that he, you know, was gonna do with the woman, and then he called Tommy Lee in to do with the woman, okay? And he was watching from inside of a closet, and it was kind of weird how he described it. So now he's saying that he does not remember initially talking about the story. Okay, he does not initially remember talking about the story. It's in the book, but he doesn't remember talking about the story. It leads into some other things. He did apologize. He put out a statement saying that he apologizes. You know, he feels like he went too far. You know, it gets worse. So we're knocking that one out, okay? That was the first one. The second one, R. Kelly. Remember we talked about this last week? I got a follow-up for you this week, okay? So a third tape has been released, okay?
So not only do you have one tape, two tapes, but you got 3 joints, and you're still denying
all allegations.
Anything.
Yes, and it's crazy because, so what happened is a Pennsylvania man, he said he was looking through his VHS tapes. He thought it was a sports tape, and it happened to be marked R. Kelly, okay? So he puts the tape in, and he realizes, he's like, oh, he said, that's the Pied Piper's instrument. That's what that is, okay? And it's crazy. So he and his wife immediately turned the tape into police, okay? They did not want to get into any trouble. They lawyered up and everything, all right? This all comes when R. Kelly was arrested for the second time in 2 weeks for back child support. You know how much child support he owed?
How much?
$161 grand.
Wow.
Come on now.
Crazy.
Yes, and guess what? He had a benefactor. Someone paid it off for him. Paid off the $161,000. Got it paid off, okay?
What else is happening?
Okay, so what else I have for you in the sexual allegations Me Too movement, okay? The third one, I don't know if you guys heard about the Michael Jackson documentary, Leaving Neverland, that came out, right? So in recent news, we knew 2 men were accusing Michael Jackson of sexual abuse when they were children, okay? Here's what recently came out. I don't know if you guys know Jackie Jackson. You know, he's Michael Jackson's older brother. His daughter, Brandy Jackson, is saying that she used to date one of the accusers. They dated for 10 years, and she said she doesn't believe the story because the timeline doesn't match up.
Wow.
She said the timeline is not matching up. She said she believes that he wants money, and it's everything he's doing is money related, basically. So money motivated is what she really said. So the story is looking a little iffy now, but I haven't finished watching the documentary.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I haven't finished watching yet. I can't pass judgment. I'm not on part 2 yet. I'm still on part 1, okay? But that's it for our Me Too movement allegations. Those are the top 3.
We're running out of time. Do we have any positive news?
Yes, of course. Can we talk about J-Lo and A-Rod getting engaged?
Positive news.
I'm so hyped. So Jennifer Lopez and...
Which I love J-Lo.
I love them. They're such a beautiful couple. Look at them. Don't they look happy?
Yes.
Look at that ring. Oh, let's go ice skating on it later. Look at that. Look at that ring. It's beautiful. So they're gonna get married soon. So they've been engaged. And then we also have Pete Davidson. He's dating Kate Beckinsale, the actress. 20-year age difference.
Wow.
Okay.
But you know what? If
She's
they
a
happy,
sugar mama.
If they happy, why not?
Come on, she's a sugar mama.
Absolutely.
You do what you gotta do.
I love it.
I love it. Look, this is the tea, okay?
And I love you. Always love when you come on our show.
Thank you so
You look
much.
fabulous with your pink.
Yes, I'm trying to keep up with you, Lady Shabu.
Thank you. And with that, we'll be right back with our motivational minutes. Royalty. We had a wonderful show today. Shout out to my sis, Lady T, for coming through. She always gives us the latest in entertainment news and gossip. And I just love her energy. And as well, we can't forget our friends at Shoppers. Dr. John came to talk about, you know, the importance of preventative care, you know, how we can control our diabetes and live a healthier lifestyle. And we have a great show lined up for you tomorrow. We are chatting St. Patty's fashion, plus top secrets to sleep better. I don't know about you, but I'm trying to get these Z's. Once again, we appreciate the love and the support. And before we go, we want to leave you with this thought. You cannot change your decisions overnight, but you can change your direction overnight. Happiness is not something you postpone for the future. It is something you design for the present, which is now. Once again, we appreciate the love and the support. Hope you have a wonderful and fabulous day. And Shar, we'll see you tomorrow. Bless up.